We're ready and live to go racing at Texas. Alex, are you here?
Hi.
How's it going there, bud?
Oh, it's not too bad. I noticed that I wasn't going to be here tonight, but you know what? We're going to multitask tonight, and I'm going to just watch your stream while I answer a bunch of questions that I don't feel like doing.
All right, I concur, and yeah, we're starting off strong. Race number two, playoff race number two, here at Texas. This one's gonna be a fun one. I'm ready to see who can get it done at this tricky track, which drives way different than a normal mile and a half. So it's gonna be fun to see how aggressive these guys get, how fast they are, and who's gonna come out on top. So we have the points there in the bottom left, so you can see it on the screen now as we're starting to roll out for qualifying. So leading it, Jonathan Swartz with a 3-point advantage over the guy that we're watching currently, Nathaniel, looking to make something happen tonight and take back his points lead, which it seemed like he's had all season long. So he's going to go nice and slow around the bottom. As he's starting to get going. Maybe, possibly. Everybody's on track pretty much, so we can kind of skip through and see. Here's Mazzella. He's crossing the line. Matt Frady's going slow as well. So, Alex, what are you excited about for tonight?
Quite literally nothing. I despise this track more than any other track on the NASCAR schedule. I hate this track with every bone in my body. Yeah, I don't like this track at all. Both, well, I mean, the racing is okay, I guess, here in real life. Driving in an iRacing, feels like driving.
One
I'd
of the
rather
most
drive a
dull
sailboat
experiences
in.
ever.
Yes, I would much rather drive a sailboat through the windiest of seas. That would be more fun than driving this track. It is tight. It is just it plows. It's a boat here. I drove it yesterday for a B fixed. While not exactly the same, it's pretty similar, and it was the worst experience I've ever had in my entire life. And I hope I never have to be subjected to that pain again, because oh, I hate this track so much.
I agree. This track is not a fun one to race. It really is a hard track to pass, but I think tonight, with the speed that we've seen from everybody this season and as competitive as this field has seen, even if we get a late race restart, this is going to be a banger. So I'm excited to see who's going to come out on top as Nathaniel goes top of the board with Randy, Matt just behind him, Kevin with a great lap. Nathaniel runs a 104 to Randy's 202. So 98 hundredths, 98,000 hundredths of a second. He ends up beating him.
Yeah, I do hope that these guys can make me eat my words tonight. I mean, like I said, as much as I do hate this track, I just hope it puts on a good show tonight. We got a very competitive field. We've seen how it is for most of the season. We've had a lot of guys, well, a couple guys who've dominated for most of the year, but we've had a lot of guys towards the top 5, top 10 who've shown speed and we know can run up front. So I don't know, maybe we'll see a new winner tonight. We saw Schwartz take the win last week at Dega, manifesting that win in the last 2 laps of the race. So we'll see if maybe we can get a new winner, or maybe we'll get another guy who wants to manifest another win tonight.
We will see and see how competitive and how close, if anybody is able to beat that guy in the number 99 who's going to start on the pole. So that's going to make it difficult for everybody as Randy puts her P2. I don't know. This one, it's a different track. I will say that. It's a different track. It's hard to pass, but I think we're going to see a lot of passes tonight that you may not expect, especially with it being a hotter track and with it being 82 degrees out, making the track temp around the 90s ish. It's going to be a hot one. So these guys are going to be slick and sliding, trying to survive and keep underneath them as we go for a long one tonight.
Yeah, it's another thing too, like you pointed out. It is a tricky track. I mean, I know it said it plows a lot, but there are points on this track where you can lose the rear of the car. Especially, I believe Diggs at a 4. There is a bump there that will catch you out if you're not careful enough. We saw it a lot on Sunday for the Cup race. We saw that caused a lot of trouble for a couple of guys. We'll see if it's similar in the Xfinity car, but something to look out for tonight.
Yeah, and it's gonna be, I don't know, it's gonna be interesting to see. Can you also put the, yeah, okay, everybody did. All right, everybody did. We had like 3 people post the thing to it, the stream link in there. So as you guys can see there in the bottom right, we'll keep you guys updated on that throughout the race. But on the points, but just kind of note that down, take a screenshot, look at it, and 12 are in, 6 make it. We got tonight and 1 more to close out the first round of the playoffs. So, with that being said, gonna close that up, and we're ready to go racing here at Texas. What are you looking forward to see here? Give us the rundown here of the field.
Yeah, let's do it. Unfortunately, I don't actually have anything pulled up right now, so we're gonna go off your stream. We're gonna take Nathaniel Landwehr's gonna take the pole tonight. Not a surprising sight to see. Dude's been quick pretty much the entire season. One of the guys who's probably the main championship contender here with Randy Arms, league owner, taking the outside pole with Kyle Ritchie in the 76 and third. Matt Frady in the 40 and fourth. Kevin Ritchie, the second the second Ritchie brother in fifth. Jonathan Mazzella sixth. Cade Ferguson, good qualifying for him down in seventh. Josh Abney, another great qualifying for him is right. Our favorite man in the field, Mikey Adams, taking the ninth spot. Great qualifying for him, as we'll see if he can bounce back after an interesting night last week in Dega. James Goodwin down in 10th. Michael Cochrane 11th. Michael Davis 12th. Jesse Brooks 13th. Eric Shields 14th. Ryan Tiller 15th. Let's see if we can go any farther back. I don't know who else is behind 15th there. Can you? Oh, there we go. Quisenberry 16th. Casey Brown 17th. Lucas Alves in 18th. Jonathan Schwartz 19th. Jared Lindsay 20th. Sam Demian in the 21 and 21st, and Christopher Armstrong in the 22nd spot.
Well, 2 guys that I see that's actually starting really deep in the field. Actually, 4 guys that I'll come up and say because they're in the playoffs. Jared, Jonathan, Casey, and Tiller all starting deep in this one, so we'll have to keep an eye out and watch how they drive through the field. For 120 laps here at Texas, I'm excited for this one. I've never been too excited for a Texas race, as we kind of talked about pre-race, but this one's going to be a fun one. I like the playoff banners, and I'm excited to see the race in here tonight.
Yeah, we'll see if they can somehow put on a show. I don't know. Like I said, I hope everybody proves me wrong. It's never usually a great race for me to watch, but we'll see. We got a lot of competitive guys in the field, and we'll see if they can hopefully change my mind here.
Alrighty, here we go. It's going to be Nathaniel and Randy leading them to the green. Pace car is going to make that hard left turn. And here we are. 125 laps. Round 1, race 2 at Texas is green. Starting off strong here. Nathaniel to a 0.2 of a second lead ahead of Kyle, Randy, Matt, Kevin, your top 5 to start off here.
Yeah, great start for a couple of guys there. Like you said, Landwehr taking a pretty, not commanding lead, but he's starting to get a little bit of a gap so far on the Second lap here. Kyle Richard got a great jump on Randy Arms there to take the second spot, and he's got we got a caution out already for a wreck in
Caution.
turn 2.
Caution is out. We'll take a look at it here and see what happened down. It looked like the back straightaway here. Exit of 2 possibly. Let's see what happened here. Looks like, oh, big hit for Eric.
Oh,
That was hard and vicious. Oh,
that's gonna be a quick trip to the infield care center. Oh, we got a playoff guy. Casey Brown also, I think he makes contact with the inside wall there.
he was in it. Casey,
Oh,
big right rear
he's
damage.
got the host of our crab walk going on. That is definitely not the way he wanted to
So
start this race here.
You see the angle. He's starting to go down. Looks like he's able to kind of keep it in line. Just a little bit too much wheel to the right. Hard on the outside wall. Then as Casey goes by, nowhere for him to go. As he spins out, that breaks the rear end. And in iRacing's eyes, it is done. That thing is not going to be able to be fixed. He's going to take it to pit road. It is on pit road. But, oh, what a crab walk. That is the most crab walk I've seen in an Xfinity car ever. I have never seen an Xfinity car do that.
Yeah, I've never seen an Xfinity car do that either. What a surprise there. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, looked like a good hit.
Looking right at you.
Looked like it was that bad of a hit.
Yeah, it was definitely, it was hard enough. It just kind of how the hitboxes are, where it knocks out kind of that rear tire and knocks you sideways, is just kind of how it goes as he pulls into pit box. Gonna get to change the tires. Everybody down pit road though. What did I miss there? We missed something. Everybody came down pit road. I think just for a stop of gas. Nathaniel, Kyle, Matt. So everybody down pit road. Let's see who stayed. So it's gonna be Jesse, Mikey, James, Jonathan, Josh, Kevin, and Randy to stay out. So new front order. And this one's going to spice up the field a little bit different strategy. These guys trying to make it on fuel to the stage.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not sure how long the fuel run's going to be. I know the stage is lap 45, so the conclusion of lap 45, we're going to get a yellow, I'm sure. I don't know. Seeing the pattern throughout the season, I think guys are going to barely be able to make it to the stage, so I think pitting early just to top off is probably going to be a smart decision for some of these guys. Wouldn't be surprised if we see another caution come out before the stage breaks, so might give the guys another chance to pit to top off and hopefully make the end, as we see more guys coming down again to top off. I'm not sure. That's almost the entire back of the field there.
Yeah, and that's something that's going to be, these guys are going to have to think about. I mean, it's going to be different to, well, I was going to say it's going to be a different strategy.
Yeah, I think you're actually a little bit behind there, Cabe.
Oh, yeah,
those guys.
Oh,
there we go.
A little bit. My bad. Anyway, they came down pit road just to top off again, so that's going to put them back behind. They're going to put them 11th. So Nathaniel comes out of pit road. He's 8th. So it really didn't set Kyle, Matt, Cade, these guys back at all. But it just track position versus strategy, fuel. If we get a few yellows, I think the boys are able to make it. These guys up front are able to make it. So we'll see how the strategy plays out. And I don't know. We'll see. This one, it's going to be an interesting one to see.
Yeah, I don't mind the call. I think it's pretty smart for some of these guys coming in top off. It's, we've seen it a lot by a couple of guys throughout the field of some interesting strategies, and yeah, I don't mind the call.
It's definitely a different one, but it's going to be a fun one. And jumping it up for us as we're ready to go back racing on lap number 5. Is that going to be all for the yellows? Are we going to see another one from the field before the stage break? Who knows? Paystar is going to make that turn back down pit road. In the zone we go. Randy fires. Back green. Randy with a good jump ahead of Kevin. Josh in 3rd, looking to the bottom lane. We seen it in real life this past weekend. Seemed like the leader just was able to pull no matter what on that restart, was able to get out to a lead. That's what happened. Now it's going to be the bottom lane's going to prevail as Josh moves into the 2nd spot, a little bit further back. Behind them, we got a battle between James and Nathaniel for the 5th spot.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, Cabe, that leader does, if he gets a good jump, he's got a pretty good shot of at least keeping the leader to turn one. I think clean air is going to be a huge factor here. Like I said, it gets pretty tight here, especially mid-run, and doesn't help much when you're locked down behind another car. So I think we're going to see clean air be a huge factor for some of these guys here today.
Yeah, it's going to matter, and that's the thing that is big here at Texas with how differently shaped these corners are and how fast of a racetrack it is. It matters a ton as we're watching James try to run the high side. There's a big mess out back here between everybody, it seems like. That's Sam, Jared. Kyle's dropped back a lot. Actually, Kyle might be saving to try to make it. I want to ride on board with him. But listen, he is. He's shutting it off, trying to make it.
Oh.
As it cuts out.
Pulling the...
Let's listen. Doesn't do it in 3 and 4. But is still... He's dropped back a lot. So I'm not shocked that he's saving. But it's definitely... Oh, is there's going to be contact right as we get to it. Matt gets a door from Michael, which shoot Matt way up the racetrack. Now they're going to be 3 wide down the backstretch. 2 playoff drivers in the middle of it. That's Swartz, Tiller, Jared, Sam, Matt, all these guys just trying to survive as they all pitted on that last caution. And they're making contact and battling hard back here.
Yeah, a lot of aggression coming from these guys here. They're all playoff guys, so it's not surprising to see them go for it here, especially with stage points mattering a lot for these guys. They're going to want as many as they can get, which I think is something Kyle Ritchie's taking effect. I was going to mention, I'm kind of surprised to see him save so much, but also not. If he wants to make it to the end of the stage, I think it's a smart call from him if he thinks he can make it without losing too much time.
Yeah, and I think Matt's kind of adopted that strategy, not as much as Kyle has, but he got doored. Said, I'm not going to start making passes right now. Everybody single file. Let me just save as much as I can. So next battle on the racetracks for the 5th spot, Mikey Adams in that white number 28, the Honey Buns machine, working the outside of Nathaniel, trying to make that top side work. So we'll ride on board with James and watch this battle. Nathaniel going to be able to clear a mini slide job. He does on the exit of the corner. So move him into the 5th spot. Does Mikey have a run at him? He's going to look, but he's going to let Nathaniel clear to his back bumper. Almost in the back of him, way up the track now for Mikey.
Yeah, definitely some aggression going on for Mikey here. Not surprising. Like I said, we saw him last week not have the week he wanted, so he's going to try to make up as many points as possible here, battling your 2nd place guy in points right now. So not surprising to see him try to run this aggressive right now.
Yeah, and as we got that going, fastest lap of the race set just a few laps ago from Josh Abney with a 3.7 right on the back bumper of Randy Arms. So a 1/10 of a second better that last time by for Josh. So Josh showing some early speed. We've seen it most of the season. He likes the tracks where you can run right around the bottom lane. He made a lot of moves there at Atlanta. There was another mile and a half that he just lurked kind of right around the bottom, drove around everybody. And we're seeing it once again. Josh is really liking that bottom lane. And Texas, that's kind of the only way to really run it, as we see Mazzella starting to catch and get closer and closer. Just behind them, a mess back here, as there's contact between Swartz, Jared, and possibly Tiller. Cade doing a great job inside the top 10. Holding them boys up. Big battle here. Mikey's still putting the pressure on, though. Nathaniel not able to pull away.
Yeah, not trying to say I'm super surprised, but and not to, I know we've had some horrible luck. Oh, he's gonna slide up a little bit wide, trying to make a move. He's trying to defend as best as he can right now to keep that 6th spot, and I'm not sure how well it's gonna work out for him, but
that's a teammate.
Hopefully he can. Yeah, let's hope he can stay towards the top 10 here.
Yeah, that's a teammate that goes by him now. Is everywhere we're looking, actually Texas, other than the lead, Texas is putting on a pretty good show so far, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, I was hoping it was going to prove me wrong, and so far it is. Let's hope we can keep this up for the rest of the race, because if if we can get to the end of this with some good action, I'll be pretty happy coming out of the Lone Star State here.
Kevin's going to have a little bit of a run down the back straightaway. He kind of arced that turn one, was up the racetrack, got the good run down the back straightaway. He's going to drive it in deep. Able to get to Josh's back bumper. He's going to clear Mozilla and move Kevin back into the third spot.
Yeah, great move there. Very smart move. We watched him mark the corner out of two just to try to get a run. We saw it work very well. Yeah, he's going to do it again. Going to run up high and try to lower himself to the bottom on the exit here to hopefully get a good run on Josh in the backstretch. And he's doing just that. He's going to pull the crossover. He's on his inside and see how much of a run he has going into three.
He is. He's side by side with him into turn number three. He's going to clear and Kevin into the second spot. Wow. Awesome speed from Kevin and a great move back to back on two guys who have shown a lot of speed throughout the season. So Kevin, I'm going to stop talking about him because last time I talked about him at Bristol, it didn't go great. But Kevin, he's doing a mediocre job so far tonight, I guess.
Yeah, two absolutely horrible moves for him
Yeah,
to pull off this early in the race. Yeah, no, he's doing absolutely horrible. He is dropping like a rock behind our leader right now. Absolutely should be in second place right now. God, I hope he doesn't take the lead. God.
As that happens, Mozella's trying to make the move on Josh, and that's a way that I've tried to teach people a lot when they ask how to pass and tips for ways like that. The best way is you're not ever going to pass on entry other than kind of Mozella just did. The best way to set up, which the reason he did that was because he ran the high line in 3 and 4, set it up, got the run down the front straightaway, and then was able to clear on the entry of the corner. So that's the best way to pass, and I say set up a pass. You're never going to pass them on entry. You always got to pass them on exit, and we've seen that twice now from Kevin and Jonathan as Josh looks to starting to drop back just a little bit.
Yeah, not having the same amount of speed he's had in the last like 10-15 laps here. Probably pushing a little bit too hard. Another thing to mention is that the tires can fall off really quickly here if you don't run the right line. You'll burn off your stuff pretty quickly, and could be seeing it right now with Josh. He's starting to run into the jaws of Landwehr and Michael Cochrane.
Yeah, let's watch here. Let's try on board with Nathaniel as he sets up this pass here to try to take the fourth spot from Josh. Riding on board with him, we see Texas how much flatter turn one is compared. He's going to drive it way to the bottom of the racetrack, try to float it right around the bottom lane. It's able to hold it around the outside lane. As you're seeing, Josh doesn't get the good run, kind of pushed through the center of the corner, wasn't able to hold it. But as he goes into three, let's just watch how Nathaniel drives it off in there way deep on the bottom and is able to hook it. As we got a challenge for the lead. Kevin Ritchie to the lead.
Yeah, gorgeous move by Kevin. He did not the same thing in 1 and 2. He tried to keep the momentum going into 1 and 2, and he used it as actually Randy kind of missed the corner on the exit of 2, and Kevin was able to get a great run on the backstretch, and he just dove it into 3 there, and it worked out beautifully for him.
So Kevin Ritchie to the lead for the first time ever in the Speedzone Esports Series, and takes the lead from another playoff guy in Randy Arms. So Kevin looking to have a lot of speed. Just got to keep the mistakes out of that race car and out of tonight as he's having the best run he's had all season.
Yeah, definitely a needed points day for him so far too. Like I said, did not also have a great weekend last week at Dega. So going to be one of the guys looking for as many stage points as he can. I mean, can't really get better than winning a stage. We got almost about 23 laps till the end of the stage here. So we'll see if he can hold off Randy. He made himself some good moves coming down the field to take the lead. We'll see if he can keep that pace up, though, and keep Randy behind him.
Yeah, and I'll talk about him just a little bit longer so I don't jinx him. He's sitting in not comfortably, but not far behind Jonathan Mozella in 6th. So he's got Jonathan's in 3rd. So actually a good day for the guys who are kind of down on points. He's got his brother 1 point in front of him. But Kevin's 9th, so top 6 make it, and actually having a great points day. So if he can accumulate some stage points and get himself into the top 6, carry the momentum into the next few weeks, Kevin looking pretty speedy right now at the moment.
Yeah, just got to hope that hopefully he didn't burn up his tires too much trying to make some of those moves. We saw him pull up a couple crossovers off, a couple deep runs into 3 and 4, so we'll see if he's kept the stuff alive enough to make it another 20 laps.
And we're seeing this battle still top 4 under a blanket. I haven't left and been able to talk really about anybody else throughout the pack. I would like to see where Kyle is. He's finally going. He's running 17th, so not too bad. But him and Matt really haven't gained any spots. We've seen Sam and them kind of just stay stagnant. Tiller's slowly gaining time. But the only real person that's gaining spots is Nathaniel as he passes Jonathan there in 3 and 4 and moves into the 3rd spot. This top 4 is incredible as Nathaniel's going to look underneath Randy. Thought better of it, but drove her off in there deep. And we're seeing that line from Nathaniel. How he enters 3 is way different than everybody else, and it's working to his perfection on speed. He's entering way lower and just kind of driving around everybody on the bottom.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, while he is taking the corner a little bit deep, it doesn't look like he's completely overdriving the corner, which is something you don't want to do because we've seen that these Xfinity cars can wash way up the track, especially in 1 and 2 with how the corner is, and he somehow makes it work on the bottom there.
See, there he didn't get the good run like he's been, but when he's able to kind of arc it, is he going to slide up right in front of Randy and clear? So Nathaniel into P2. The way he enters is way lower than everybody else and backs up the entry, and I think that's what's also helped him save a lot of tire, which is great for, obviously, this longer run. But now he's free. Let's see as he goes in the corner. It's how Texas is into 3. It's got a weird bump as you kind of arc it into the corner, and the car doesn't want to really set. So, see, he enters way lower than Kevin and actually completely misses at that corner. Randy got down to the bottom. But still, he missed the corner and really didn't lose too much time on Kevin. Kevin up the racetrack now. That's going to give clean air to the nose of Nathaniel.
Yeah, just like I said before, if you wash up in these cars, it's very difficult to keep it back to, or to bring it down back down to the bottom. So you kind of have no choice but to wash up to not scrub your tires off too much.
And we're seeing it here. A great job, as I keep mentioning, about Kevin, but not the most experience out front and leading, especially at 1.5 miles. So he's getting a lot of experience right now as he's going to put the dirty air to Nathaniel, which is going to be big in 1 and 2 because the corner, well, as I say that, he's going to still get a little run and be on his back bumper. Nathaniel's going to have a look down into 3 as Kevin's going to give it. He's going to give it to him. I think Kevin could have held him off pretty fairly there without too much of a challenge. If he would have just ran the top in 3 and 4 or just been a little close to his door, I think he could have been pretty good and held him off. But he's going to points race it and be smart and move Nathaniel to the lead. Kevin back to P2.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm actually not too mad about that. I mean, if he's going to spend more time trying to race the leader and hurting his tires more than he needs to, he could fall back farther into the top 5, which he's definitely not going to want right now, as we see a little bit of slide there from Josh Abney. He's going to hit the wall. Ooh, I think that might be a little bit of right side damage for him.
Mikey as well, right behind him. Now James is going to be all over his back bumper. So fastest lap for Josh, but I think the tires have definitely worn on that 7 machine because he is not had the speed long run. James is going to get to his back bumper, have to check up big in the center because of how slow Josh is. I think those tires are killed on Josh's car.
Yeah, I'm starting to see it. Starting to see it for from a couple of guys here. Kevin Ritchie's going to fall down into 3rd. Well, I know you're looking at everybody else right now, but Kevin Ritchie's going to fall down into 3rd. Mazzella's going to take 2nd. So maybe Kevin's tires are a bit more falling off than I thought they would be. As you see, Randy Arms is going to get passed by Jared Lindsay here going into turn 1. So he could also maybe not have the best of tires right now. As right now it's pretty much, well, Nathaniel's pretty much gone at this point. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th fighting for who can finish higher in the stage.
So you see that low entry from Jared.
Yeah, it looks to be the move right now. It might be the tire saving spot right there on the bottom.
I think it helps save tire a lot too because since you're having to enter so low on the bottom, it makes it to where as Jared is all over the back bumper as he's going to give a little shot on the exit of turn 2 as we're seeing this battle. But the 2 that are the quickest on this long run is Jared and Nathaniel. As, oh, that's going to be tight. Kevin's barely clear, but able to get to the bottom. Kevin is now holding up and trying to keep the 3rd spot, but didn't race that hard for the lead. I think he could have held the lead pretty fairly if he would have just raced like how he is now. But yeah, we're seeing it as Jared's going to try to roll to his outside. Almost able to get there. Now he's going to have a little bit of a run to the outside of Kevin now. But as I was saying, if you run that bottom lane, it's going to force you in a little bit shallower. It's going to force you to lift a little bit earlier, which helps you save a little bit of tire. It doesn't make it to where you are so tight. And as I said tight, I thought Kevin might wash up there, but he's going to go through the grass a little bit. At the line there, Jared had it. Kevin's going to let him go again. So I think that shallow lifting early line is a lot better, and we're seeing it on the long run from these three especially.
Yeah, we'll see if anybody else can pick up on that line throughout the rest of the race. I think you're right. That bottom line seems to be favoring the tires here. I mean, you've seen it with Nathaniel. He's been running that pretty much the entire race. Same with Jared Lindsay as well. They're both still doing it now. So probably I believe the two fastest guy in the field right now are both using that bottom line. So we'll see if anybody else can catch on for the next stage and hopefully save their tires a little bit better.
Well, while we're going through 1 and 2 here with Tiller, had a fun idea, possibly. What if we have once he clears, I won't do it as he's trying to clear and guess and see he is clear. All right. You want to drag Tiller in here and have him talk us through a lap here at Texas?
Yeah, let's go find him. We're going to run down to his pit box and...
Riding on. Oh, here we are.
There he is.
Tiller, do you got a copy?
Yeah. What the?
We're riding on board with you through the helmet cam. Go ahead and talk us through a lap here at Texas.
A little bit harder on the brakes than usual. Entering turn 1 of a mile and a half here. Get to about the center. I'm dragging just a little bit, and then hard on the throttle. Entering 3 here in a long run. I'm kind of touching the brake just a little bit to keep her down, and just trying as hard as you can to get flat-footed. So.
Well, you're making moves, and you started deep in the field as you're going to go underneath Randy here. Try not to mess you up. Randy's going to let you go, thankfully. But you're making some good time. What have you learned in this first little stage, in this first half of the race, to apply to this last bit?
Right front. That's about it.
Just the right front screaming at you?
Save that thing. Save that thing.
All right, well. Hopefully you're able to save enough, and we'll be talking to you here later tonight.
Put me back down in Rex Racing. Make sure it's the right one.
I got you. I will. You're good. Keep digging.
Hi, Mom.
All right, there with Tiller. Kind of cool word in with him there as he passed Randy. As Randy dropping far down the field.
Yeah, I was gonna say I kind of hate to say it, but I know how much we've raved about Randy, his immaculate tire saving throughout most of the season, but
the wise.
I was gonna say the wise Randy here. I'm starting to realize that maybe he's not as good at tire saving as we thought he was, because I've always started to realize, especially the last couple of weeks, that he started to drop back, especially later in the long run. So yeah, maybe we're not. I don't know. I'm not too sure. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe we're wrong.
Him and Kevin went from running 1-2 to now 6 and 7, so they've dropped deep in the field. As Jared's got a little bit of right front damage, not sure where that came from. But these three have kind of checked out. Tiller's 4th, Michael's 5th. Randy and Kevin are 6th and 5th now. Schwartz, Michael, Cade, James, Matt. So we got a little bunch here. Now they're racing as they're trying to get inside the top 10. Landon and Kyle, that'll help a lot. And Sam, as they're trying to make their way into the top 10 for the stage points. Little buffer, just a little boost just to help them since they're not running the best right now.
And a little update from pit road for you, Cade. I found out where the damage came from Jared Lindsay. He actually ran up the track on the exit of 2 and just absolutely clobbered the wall on the exit, and he's got a lot of damage, it seems to be, because his right front's a little bit crunched in. His right door panel is also pretty crunched in as well, and he's got a little bit of right rear damage as well. So we'll see how much that will affect him. I'm sure he'll probably be able to get some of that damage fixed in the upcoming stage stop here, which I'm sure pretty much obviously the entire field will take, but it actually doesn't look as too bad on your part. But for me, he's a little bit more crunched in than that. So yeah, he took a hard hit. That right side lifted off the ground a little bit too as he hit the wall. So see how that'll affect them to the rest of the race here.
Definitely not good, and what you want to have happen at a track that depends so much on aero. But running second, so he's not lost too much, running second. As actually we had a pit stop there. Mikey to pit road, James on pit road, Jonathan to pit road. So Mazzella not able to make it. I'm assuming just a gas and go or a 4-tire pit stop before the stage, which could be the play here. Mikey's coming down pit road as the leaders are going to go by him. All right, different strategies here, but white flag for the stage. Nathaniel started on pole, pitted, kind of jumbled up the field, was about mid-pack after the pit stop, and is able to make it on fuel. And it's going to come off of 4, and he's going to win the first stint. Nice little points gain for him, and he wins the first stint here at Texas. So he gets it done. Coming out of the pits now, Jonathan, which he was in pit road for a while. He was in there for a minute and a bit. So possible penalty, maybe?
No, actually, it looks like he's got some he's got some left front damage going on there. I think his left rear quarter panel looks to be a bit dented in there, so I'm not too sure. That could just be a damage.
I think that happened with just battling, or it was just getting onto the apron, and because iRacing's such a great model on damage, it gave him damage as he cut down. But stage is over, and Nathaniel gets her done.
See here, let's go find our stage winner here if I can run down. There we go. Nathaniel, you got a copy, my man?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, well, bringing it back up to the top. Stage winner here at Texas. Thoughts on the stage, my man? We saw a lot of tire strategy going on here. So how are we feeling so far?
Car's tight. It's just going to be tight. I sat there and had to manage a lot of the tires. The fuel strategy came into play here. A lot of guys are pretty much dry on fuel. I mean, I came down and topped off, and I've got, a 1/10 of a gallon in the tank. So it was close on fuel. But, yeah, for the run coming up, it's just going to be all about how can you maximize that long run speed. Because I was definitely slower on the short run, but I could dig on it over the long run.
I was going to say, well, we actually noticed that you were seeming to be pretty quick on the long run here. We saw you catch a lot of guys later on in the stage, and you were able to hold that lead. I mean, we saw there was a lot of fuel strategy going on here as you're going to take it to your pit box. Well, funny enough, you kind of already answered my question. I was going to ask, what are your plans for the rest of the race here? We've seen you been dominant for most of this stage, especially towards the end. How do you think tire strategy is going to go for the rest of the race?
It's just going to end up probably being a one-stopper here, just seeing who can get on and off pit road clean and seeing who can just maximize that long run speed pretty much.
All right, well, we got you in the booth. If you don't mind telling me, how long can you guys go on a full tank of gas? How many laps?
Full tank gas, I give it a clean like 40, 41. I mean, if you're saving gas, maybe a little longer.
Able to make it then.
Yeah.
If that caution didn't come out, you guys would have been saving a crap ton.
Yep. I was dry right there, so.
Well, we appreciate you talking with us and joining us in the booth and giving us an update how the race is going. So good luck, and go ahead and get her done.
Yep, appreciate it, gentlemen.
Nathaniel Landwehr gets this. I would say, I guess it's a stage. It's not a stint. I could just call it stage, but every time I say stage, it comes out stage 1, just thinking that there's 2. But he gets the stage win, and that's going to be a good puff up on him for the points. So he's going to take over the points lead over Swartz. As Swartz, I don't know where he finished in the stage, but he comes off pit road 4th, so not a bad stop for him. That should move Nathaniel to the points lead. Tiller 2nd, Michael 3rd, Jonathan 4th, Cade 5th, Randy, Landon, Matt, Sam, Christopher, Kyle. Kyle's deep in the field. Kyle's struggling here tonight. I think that hockey's gotten to him.
I was going to say, I'm not sure what the fuel strategy is going on for him. I know we saw him drop back quite a lot in the beginning of the stage here. I'm not sure if that was, I'm sure it's probably partially for fuel saving, but I'm kind of surprised he did it for so long. Considering he had the same strategy as Nathaniel here, and he's still, I believe he finished 8th or 9th in the stage, so Kind of surprised to see him that far back, but yeah, like Nathaniel said before, tires are definitely going to come into play here. It sounds like it's only going to be one more stop for the rest of this race, which by my math sounds right. So yeah, we'll see what these guys can do here. We've seen how the long run can affect these cars, and we'll see if a lot of these guys can keep the pace up.
Yeah, we will see who's able to get it done, and if Nathaniel's able to do it, and everybody else pretty much has a good night in the blue there on the right side of your screen, they're pretty much locked in to the next round. So we'll see if anything jumbles up as Nathaniel and Tiller lead them back to the green. Nathaniel fires, we're back green. Great restart there for Nathaniel. Gone and away. Everybody gonna fight to get there and into number 1. It's gonna be Michael leading Tiller, leading Jonathan, leading Swartz. Or Randy, my bad. I said Jonathan twice. So Michael up the racetrack just a little bit. It's gonna force Tiller up the racetrack. So how much can you gain early? What is the play? We saw how valuable that long run pace is, but these restarts you need to go to try to gain all the spots that you can, as we're seeing that from Jared Lindsay. He's going to get back a Sam. Sam is sideways in front of him, able to save it. Saw that barely at the side of your screen. What a save from Sam as Jared Lindsay gets in the back of him as Kyle's coming down pit road.
Not too sure what's going on there. I don't think this is a
Possible
a
blinking.
fuel call or anything.
Blinking.
This could be. Not too sure what's going on here. I don't know if this is a.
He's been blinking out, so maybe everybody's been talking to him and saying, hey, you're blinking so much, but we got a battle for the lead here. Nathaniel's going to throw the block to the inside, entering 3. But Michael and Till are going after it. Battle for the 4th spot. Swartz and Randy with Matt just behind them. But Michael Davis looking to make some moves and make something happen. Can he take the lead here at Texas? He's going to get in the back of him just a little bit in turn number 1. As we say that, let's ride more with Tiller. Tiller's got the best view of this battle. Let's see. Michael's going to run up the track just a little bit. Down the racetrack. He's going to do the same move that Kevin's been trying to do. Now, Tiller to the inside almost gets run off the racetrack. Tiller checked up. Michael is driving the crap out of this thing, but I think it's going to hurt him long run. But we see Nathaniel get a little loose. Same thing with Tiller. And Michael Davis to the lead here at Texas. And with these 3 battling it, let Randy and Matt get here as they're 3 wide behind them. What is going on? Texas is racing like Kansas right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure where all this this action decided to come up, and I'm not gonna complain about it because we got a lot of guys battling here, a lot of aggression going on. I mean, you saw 5 of Michael Davis. He's just trying to make up as much time as he can. I'm not sure exactly how much. I think that's gonna, I think it's gonna hurt him in the long run, in fact. But we'll see if let's see if that about 5 laps he pushed there is gonna matter towards the end. I know you were beginning to mention it before of how much the long run pace is gonna matter and whether or not these guys should be aggressive early. I think there's a happy medium. You can go for at least a couple of laps, maybe at around 90-95%, but I don't think you want to give your 100% here unless you're qualifying, because you burn off these tires. We've seen with a couple of guys like Randy and Kevin Ritchie that it's not going to fare well in the long run. So I think giving it a couple good laps is great, but after that I think you should try to manage your pace and keep the long run as smooth as possible.
Yeah, and everybody's racing really aggressively, which is kind of shocking, but I don't know how long these tires are going to be able to last for these guys that are pushing really hard. I don't know. I don't know what the best play is here. It's really interesting as Tiller is going to look to the inside of Nathaniel. Nathaniel throws a big block on Tiller. And I know Tiller ain't going to like it and put up with it for long. As, Jared into the left rear of Randy and gets them both sideways. Matt's trying to work the outside and just stay out of trouble here. as Taylor's put the pressure on Nathaniel all over his back bumper. Matt's going to try to push Randy around the outside of Jared. It is a mess up here for the lead. Trying to get a wide shot for everybody to be able to see everybody here.
See here, okay, I'm gonna leave you for just a second here. I'm actually gonna run down pit road and get some updates for you. I'll be right back.
Sounds good. Nathaniel, he's way low compared to what Tiller is, which is kind of shocking, and is very different than what we've been seeing. I don't know kind of why the pace seems so slow for Nathaniel. I know he's tire saving. We all know that for a fact. But as slow as he's running, he's going to have major tires. But he's also, I don't think he's making Tiller too happy as Tiller gets in the back of him there. Tiller's really pressuring him, trying to get him to pick up the speed as early as he's lifting, which has happened a lot of racetracks. You lift early, you're probably going to get run over. And Nathaniel's trying to save the tire just a little bit as we're just halfway now at the completion of this lap. Halfway, Michael Davis the leader, Tiller to the outside, but can he hold it? He might be able to. He's going to drive her off in there deep. Going to get to the outside. And a great job from Tiller. Put the pressure on. Now Nathaniel back to third. Now, this is what I'm interested in. All the fast guys have made their way up to the field, pit strategy, everything like that. We got Lindsay, Randy, Matt, Landon, bunch of playoff guys, Cade. Swartz a little bit further back, but he saves tire quite aggressively. So Swartz could be saving way aggressive just to see how that strategy plays out. But now what's the play? What is Nathaniel's pace compared to everybody else now that everybody is having to push and race as hard as they are?
Yeah, I think he's gonna actually end up having to push more. If Tiller's gonna go for a move on the inside of Michael Davis, he's gonna make it work, and Nathaniel's gonna slide underneath him too.
Michael way up the racetrack, trying to hang it around the outside lane, but it doesn't look like he's gonna be able to. So Tiller to the point on lap number 62.
And as I was saying, I think Nathaniel's gonna have to start pushing more now. Now that he sees that everybody is racing around him, I don't think he's gonna want to drop back too far. I know track position is gonna be key here for a lot of these guys, especially a lot of the playoff guys. So yeah, not super surprised to see Nate bring the pace up just a little bit. I do think it's gonna hurt a lot of these guys long run though.
It's definitely gonna hurt the long run, but how long of a run is it gonna be until pit stops? We know that they can make it about 40 laps as we're seeing the dive to the inside from Nathaniel. Jared's going to get to Nathaniel's back bumper. Tiller's going to pinch him off. Now we got a battle for the lead. Tiller, what does he got to do to try to hold him off, Alex?
I think he's got to be aggressive here. We've seen, to be fair though, I also don't know if I will. He's just going to make the move here. I was going to say you want to pinch up to the bottom here, but to be honest with you, Nate's been loving this line the whole night. He's been sticking to that bottom line, and it seems to be working out again. He's going to take the lead again.
So Nathaniel back to the point. Jared's going to try to make it through and follow. He does. So Jared and Nathaniel to 1 and 2. And now that we're seeing this go down, when do you pick up the pace if you were Nathaniel? And how hard do you run? You can still make it 40 laps. So you still got at least 20 to go till pit stops. But how hard is everybody else pushing compared to him?
I think everybody's going to try to push a lot now. I think everybody's kind of made it known that things are going to get a bit more aggressive. You can kind of feel that the energy start to crank up a little bit because Nate's deciding to try to push his way towards the front of the field as Lindsay's still going to try to stay on his bumper. Tiller not falling too far behind. We see the 5 of Michael Davis drop back just a little bit, down to 4th now, but not completely out of it yet. But I think a lot of guys are going to start really pushing now.
Yeah, and I think that's just kind of going to be the play. We're going to see everybody kind of settle in, at least for this little bit. And I think a lot of these guys are just going to let pit strategy play out. I don't see anybody going to be too aggressive with anything and overdo it for themselves. As I say that, Tiller and everybody got really tight off of turn 2. Almost in the outside wall.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if they start feeling their tires pretty soon. We're about halfway through this second run. We'll see. I think we're gonna see a lot of guys start to feel the effects of it. And speaking of which, I have an unfortunate update from both the Ritchie brothers. Kevin Ritchie has unfortunately DNF from the race. Suffered some contact with the outside wall about 8 laps ago. So he had a lot of right side damage, and he is no longer running this race. And I have confirmed that it is internet troubles for Kyle Ritchie that is caused him to drop back towards the back of the field. Didn't want to affect anybody else in the race. So yeah, unfortunate for him as he's continuing to drop back, but we'll see how it plays out for the end for him. He might not be totally out of it. We still have another almost, if I could do math right, we got about 52 laps left in this race, so we'll see how that works out for him.
Some major playoff implications for both Ritchie brothers. You see they're 8th and 9th in the points after Talladega. Not the week that they needed to have a bad week this week. And they're definitely going to lose out a lot now. So Kyle and Kevin both down for the count. Casey also struggling. Another playoff guy. Mozilla not having the speed to let down. So a lot of playoff guys having bad races.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Mazzella. We saw him running towards the top 3 earlier. I'm not sure if he had to stay extra to fix damage or he just had to pit an extra time for a penalty. But unfortunate for him, and with a lot of guys in front of him also being a lap down, that unless we get a bunch more cautions, that might be raced over for him.
It might be, and now we will see how much these guys have learned from this first bit. I think now we're seeing the Classic Texas race and just everybody kind of single file line, lurking, trying to see what they can do right now. Mikey also a few laps down. Well, we could do it. You know, he's not having the best race, but he's running 16th, so he's not too bad. Beating still a good amount of playoff guys. If you want to talk to Mikey.
Oh, I'm not sure. Again, I still kind of feel like we should. He's only a lap down. He is the first car a lap down as well, and doesn't look like lane race coming up on anybody anytime soon. So if we do get an untimely caution, Mikey could bring himself back into the lead lap. So let's give him a little bit of extra luck here. I know we haven't had the best of luck with him bringing him into the booth,
especially talking to him. So I like.
Oh yeah.
Point. We can do. Who do you want to talk to? Let's let chat decide here. Let's see. Let me pull up the YouTube chat here. Anybody? Who do you guys want to pick? We can pick Nathaniel, try to mess him up a little bit. Who do you guys want us to pick and talk to? First name I see.
I know for sure Nate would definitely not be too happy to see his name back in the booth. Not with the pressure he's starting to face, because Jared Lindsay's starting to catch him.
He is starting to get pressure on from the number 2 driver in Jared Lindsay. Oh, we did. Okay, we did have a name. It was Mikey. All right, let's drag Mikey on in here then.
Oh, let's go find the man and bring him into the booth. Where is he? Oh, I found him. One moment.
Mikey, do you got a copy?
Found him. No, he's not here. You found him. There he is.
Mikey, buddy.
Mikey.
What's going on?
Well, you're the fan favorite. You got picked to talk to here in the chat. Talk to us about your race so far and what's kind of your hopes the rest of it.
I'm pretty shit, Cabe, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm just glad to be able to run the laps, you know, to be here. Spectrum didn't get me this week. I guess I paid the bill this time. But all seriousness, the car feels good on fresh tires. I just kind of screwed myself at that first caution. I should have pit and got fuel. So kind of got myself a lap down on my own. So I'm just trying to salvage it, get some points, and hopefully stay in these playoffs.
Yeah, we saw here. I mean, you are the first car a lap down right now. I mentioned that to Cabe not too long ago. You are the first car a lap down. So if we do get an untimely caution, you are going to be the next guy on the lead lap. And we saw how your fresh tire pace seemed to be, and even your mid tire pace seemed to be. So we're hoping for the best for you up here in the booth, and we wish you luck for the rest of the race, my man.
I wish y'all luck calling it up there, because I'm telling you, if I'm liable to get up there and call something, y'all going to have some shit to talk about.
Well, that's the one thing we want is stuff to talk about. So please make that happen, Mikey, because
I got a cowboy hat for no damn reason.
You got a cowboy hat? Did you
got a
paint out
cowboy
the helmet?
hat?
I bought a cowboy hat because I thought, you know, I could pull a Hocevar and win the thing, but, you know, shit just don't always turn out. But we're going to get it done. Y'all have a good one. Let's get this shit.
Tim.
About to pit. Get ready.
Oh, hell, well, we might. Well, we can kind of help you if you want. All right, never mind. We're gonna let you go so you can focus and get down pit road. So, Mikey,
Let's
good
do
luck.
it.
You want us to help you on pit road?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Goodbye, man.
We know what happened last time.
I thought it went pretty well. All right.
Not for me.
Goodbye, Mikey. Good luck. Mikey, nice little word in with him there. Don't think he wanted us to talk to him there, unfortunately, and help him down pit road. I feel like we could have been beneficial help for him, but you know, he's gonna do wonders here as he comes down pit road. So we're starting to see everybody file out, and front row, everybody up front, kind of spread out. Nothing much going on. Mikey's now in the battle with Landon and Jonathan. Matt's dropped back to good amount. So we're seeing this is the best battle on the racetrack. Is a few drivers are starting to run that high line in 3 and 4.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It doesn't seem to be the. Oh God, English doesn't work well for me. But doesn't seem to be the tire saving line again. As I'm still noticing the top 3 running that bottom to save as much tire as possible. And I mean, it could just be a little last ditch effort to see if they can make up any time. But with how worn out these tires are, I'm not sure how much the tires are going to appreciate pushing that much. So coming up on actually the next pit stop with probably within the next 6 laps here.
Yeah, within 6 laps, these boys are going to have to come pit road, as Mikey mentioned. Our in-race reporter, Mikey, said that there's going to be pit stops soon. So you still see Michael Davis battling with Swartz, as Swartz is trying to make the outside line work. So for the broadcast and for the viewer's sake, what are you hoping happens here the rest of the race?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Look, as much as I don't like to wish chaos. Well, not like total chaos, but like a little bit of chaos. I do kind of hope we get a little bit of a untimely caution maybe in the middle of the next run to spice up the race. Because at the moment it's looking like we're gonna get a lot for pretty much the entire field down pit lane, and it'll should be the last stop for a lot of these guys. But I'm hoping we get a little bit of turmoil maybe on the. Maybe some pit road turmoil, or maybe some exiting pit lane, roughing up and aggressiveness. So, yeah, because like I said, at this point, Nathaniel is gone, and everybody else is single filed out as the 18 of Jared Lindsay's going to come down pit lane.
So Jared Lindsay to pit road. Oh, maybe didn't make it. Was
We'll see if he
sideways
speeds there.
Was way sideways there. I don't know. It could be close.
I will let you know here. So far, it looks to be good. So currently, the only one with a penalty is Lucas Alves, currently in 16th. So not a great day for him. I believe he's coming down pit road again to serve his penalty. As of now, it looks like nobody else was affected, and Jared Lindsay was able to.
Who's gonna be the next car on pit road? Once that first person goes, it's off from there. Mikey said he could, but nobody paid yet.
Yeah, I think guys are gonna try to want to stretch it to. Guys are gonna want to try to stretch it to lap 85, just to have that little bit of a buffer. I mean, they did say 40 was almost a stretch on a full tank if you could save a little bit, but we'll see if it works out for some of these guys. If they can stretch it to 85, they'll have a little bit extra leeway towards the end of the race where they don't have to worry about saving fuel.
Yeah, and I see, you know, one guy that I expected to be a little bit quicker than what he is Matt Frady. Every race that he's only ran a few with us, but the races he has run, he's led most of the laps in. He's led, seemed like the whole race at Phoenix, wasn't able to get it done, kind of got that stolen away from him on a late race restart, and then at Bristol, was up there challenging Nathaniel, took the lead, and I think he did get it done there at Bristol. But am I right on that? It was either him or Nathaniel, right?
At Bristol,
Yeah.
I believe it was Nathaniel.
I think yeah, it was. Matt led I think the first half of the race, but then Nathaniel was able to come take it.
Yeah, I remember he was probably the most dominant guy there for at least the first half of the race,
Yeah.
and then I believe they had a pretty intense battle.
Yeah, and that was the race that Joshua Lawton was there.
no.
So
I am sorry, that was
that was Lawton. Never mind, it wasn't Matt. So Matt, I don't know, a lot slower
no
than
Bristol.
what
Hold on, Bristol was I believe actually
Joshua
Kyle
Lawton.
and Nathaniel,
No, it was Joshua Lawton.
or was that?
I do remember
Oh,
that.
God.
Matt didn't make
Oh,
Bristol.
are we? Our look. I know
Our
we're like
memories aren't that great.
dumb,
This
but
is why we
like our
need stats,
memories
guys.
are. Oh.
What?
See somebody. Oh, never mind. That looked like he was
Michael?
going extra slow down
yeah.
pit road there. Michael Cochrane seems to just be
I mean, when is
taking
oh
himself into
Casey
pit
Brown
lane.
on pit road?
Casey Brown on pit road.
Here comes
Your
Tiller.
leader Nathaniel Landwehr is still out. Surprisingly, he's actually almost 42 laps on this run right now. So he's wait, let's see.
Tiller
Oh
to pit
no,
road.
I am a
Sam to pit
liar.
road. James
Your
almost.
leader is
speeding.
coming in this lap. I heard over the radio he will be coming in
Mikey.
this lap.
Everybody on pit road this lap then. Here comes
Yeah.
Nathaniel. Let's watch this pit road entry here. Able to gain a lot of time, drifting in
Oh!
sideways to the cone. Makes it around the outside of Jesse Brooks. Is there any other takers? Mikey's coming to pit road now. Or Michael
Ooh,
Davis.
we got some more. Got some more playoff implications for you. No penalty for Nathaniel Landwehr, despite the fact that his entry did look a little fast. Ryan Tiller gets himself a black flag for most likely speeding on pit road.
Tiller.
On 21 of Sam Demian as well, also getting a black flag as well. So big implications for those two guys right there who are looking to try to gain as many points as they can.
Pit road showing to be really tricky tonight here at Texas. And with that track temp staying about the same as it was early in the race, and it is hotter than what these guys practiced in, that could be a big factor. Let's see when Jonathan, he's pitted. Who's still leading here? Who hasn't pitted? We got Jonathan, Landon, and Matt Frady are the ones who stayed out so far, hoping for a yellow. Gonna run her as long as she can. But these guys are gonna have to pit within the next 2 or 3, I believe.
Yeah, but just your 58. The leader is about to take himself down to pit road as well, and the second place Landon Quisenberry is also coming down pit road as well.
So they're gonna follow. Matt's gonna go ahead and try to lead himself a lap. Swartz a little loose on pit road. These boys are really aggressive tonight, which is pretty shocking for the point situation that a lot of them are in. What'd you see?
About almost saw a spinner down the backstretch. 55 of Christopher Armstrong just got himself a little bit loose there. Yeah, managed to keep himself straight, but I'm sure our former leader Nathaniel Landwehr didn't. Got himself a little bit scared there because had a car spin right in front of him almost.
Yeah, I'm looking for him. I can't find him.
Oh.
There he is. Last line by. Fastest lap of the race. 30.2. In front of him, Jared Lindsay pitted on lap 82. And Nathaniel pitted on 88. 0.4 of a second between these two with 30 laps to go. Let's see. At the stripe that time, Jared with a 9.50.
That's a 3-second gap actually. Oh my God.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
looks
almost
like
3.5
tires are
seconds.
huge.
Oh,
Only
wow, I was
6
gonna
laps.
say yeah
But he's catching him 0.3 a lap. So he should, in theory, be able to get there by the end of it. But if Jared can save a little tire during this run, by the time Nathaniel gets there, he's going to have a shot to hold him off.
It seems to me that Lindsay is starting to figure out the line as well. He's looking to arc the corner, especially into turn 1, keeping on the bottom. I can hear him lifting kind of early too, so I do think he is trying to manage tires here so that he can have some tire if and when Nathaniel Landwehr catches him.
Well, now it is, it's close in just a little bit. 2 seconds now. So it's going to be quicker than what we thought, as that last time by was 0.7 of a second was the gain. That time by 0.5 of a second from Nathaniel catching Jared Lindsay. To be fair, every week we do seem like Jared runs a different strategy compared to everybody else, and half the weeks it works, half the weeks it don't. And tonight we'll see, because we still got 25 to go. And there's still a chance, but at the moment, Nathaniel's got a gap, some speed, and a lot more.
Yeah, like I said before, we see Jared Lindsay decide he likes to make those bold calls every once in a while, and we'll see if this one will somehow pay off for him. As the gap's now closed down to 1.7 seconds from 3.4 just 3 laps ago, so those tires definitely starting to come into effect for Nathaniel Landwehr.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of watching now. I'm kind of just watching. I don't really want to jinx anything, but Jonathan slowly actually caught Nathaniel. Those two are teammates, so we will see if he just lets him go. He's got 3 laps fresher tires. Or will he just sit behind him and help push?
Yeah, unfortunately, Mazzella no longer a factor. Unfortunate for him as was hoping to have himself a good points day, trying to keep himself in the top 6. And we'll see. Maybe we'll get a little teammate play here, or maybe he'll maybe go in front of Jared Lindsay and maybe hold him up a little bit. I'm not sure if he'll do it, but clearly Jared Lindsay has got a bit surprised by his Mazzella showing him on the outside there. And there's Nathaniel. He's going to be right on his bumper going into 3 here, and if he gets a good exit, he might clear him going on the front stretch here.
Yeah, and as we're seeing that, caution
We got a
comes out.
caution.
Caution comes out. Not sure where. We got to look and find it, but caution is out.
The 10 of Jesse Brooks involved in the caution.
Jesse Brooks could be tonight's savior as he's slow on the apron. Let's go back and take a look at what happened. Through the trioval.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, 1, 2, 3. Luckily, didn't get a 4th one coming back up the racetrack, but unfortunate. As the move was being made for the lead, Nathaniel is going to have to be put to work, and that pit crew is going to have to do a fine job of it to try to get him back to lead.
Yeah, I don't mean to be a bit of a jinx here, but I kind of did wish for this. I got about 24 laps to go right now, and
this has saved this race.
I'm hoping maybe we get a little bit of action going here, and it seems to me I was right. So, Jared Lindsay's going to miss his paint box just a little bit. We'll see how much that affects him.
The money stop, the one you won't want to mess up.
Nate gets it to his box perfectly. His right side's coming off. He's going to get 4 brand new Goodyears. I think, yes, 4 brand new Goodyears.
I think he's going to do it. Drop the jack and move Nathan to win the race off pit road. Jared, Randy, Cade Swartz, Michael Davis. It's going to be James, Sam, Matt to win the race off of pit road and move him into the top spot. And we've seen it all race long. Once he gets that lead, it's hard to take it away from him. So Nathaniel to the point.
Yeah, shows just how important your pit crew guys can be, especially towards the for a late race caution or just the last stop.
TV cameras, come back, please. Thank you.
Shows just how important your pit crew can be, and we've seen it here with Nathaniel that couple tenths of a second means quite a lot when it's a game of inches. And let's see here, got a couple more guys coming down pit road, and I got another pit road update for you. Oh, never mind, he's back. Just as I was going to say, the second Richie brother of Kyle has, unfortunately, not DNF'd. He is back, but those internet issues, unfortunately, plaguing him. Let's see here. We go a little rundown through the field. I don't know exactly who's where, but I do believe Landon Quisenberry, one of your guys in the playoffs who is trying to keep himself within the top 6, is going to be your leader with Nathaniel Landwehr with those fresh tires. In second, Jared Lindsay down in third. Randy Arms, your league owner, in 8th. Jonathan Schwartz, hopefully also trying to not have himself a super, super loud day, but keeping himself quietly within the top 5. 25, Cade Ferguson, a guy we don't see very often here. Down in 6th, Michael Davis, one of the biggest contenders so far this race. Down in 7th, not a bad pit stop for him, but so we go further down. Matt Frady in the 40 car down in 8th. Quietly having himself a decent day down in 8th, and 82 of Michael Cochrane also having himself a decent day as well, up 2 spots from starting position. Josh Abney, 7 in the 7 car in 10th place.
Only the top 10 on lead lap though, which is different. Yeah. Interesting. Tiller's back, Tiller's back here. Yeah.
Oh, we got the 11, or not the 11, the 55. Not sure if he's on the lead lap. Kyle Ritchie is back on track. Not sure if he's going to be a lap down. We'll find out when they cross the stripe here.
Well, we will see how it shakes out here. It's going to be a 20-lap shootout And Old Tire's going to lead him to the green. Landon and Nathaniel, 20-lap shootout. Here we go at Texas. Great restart for Landon. Gets the jump, is able to have the clear air. But Jared's going to look to his inside into turn number 1. As Nathaniel's going to get loose. That's going to check him up. Old Tires is really going to mess up Nathaniel. Here comes Swartz on the bottom. They got to make quick work of Landon to get up front. Here goes the block. And Jared to the point. Worked out perfectly for him. Swartz is going to try to roll the outside on Landon. And Nathaniel's being held up. He's not going to take much of it. He's going to push him all the way down the front straightaway. Dive to the inside line. Can he wash up and clear? No, he's going to clear the 75 though. Swartz should clear him down the back straightaway. Here comes Matt. Here comes Randy. And the race at Texas is on, boys.
Yeah, played out beautifully for Jared Lindsay there. I don't think he was expecting Landon to get such a great start there. He had a great jump on the restart there, but and didn't work out as well for Nathaniel. I don't think he was expecting him to also get himself such a good restart, and you know, unfortunately for him, got held up as Jared Lindsay was able to make good work of Landon there. Just stuck on the bottom and was able to get past him.
I really like that line from Swartz that last time by. Got the fastest lap that last time by, but in one, he way arced it and had a good run through the center. Just, I think with Nathaniel tucked up underneath him, kind of made the car up a little upset. He's going to try it once again, arc that corner just a wee little bit, try to drive back down the hill, but just isn't working. He needs to drive off straighter on the exit. Still looking for a little bit of help from possibly Nathaniel. A little push, but as Nathaniel keeps getting closer and closer to him, it's going to mess up the arrow. Now to the back bumper. Jared's going to go loose. Now they're side by side for the lead with 16 laps to go. The race at Texas is going good, Alex.
Oh yeah, what a surprise we got going on here. We saw a very similar move used by Kevin Ritchie earlier in the beginning of the race, using the arc of the corner and able to cross him over as Lindsay's going to make a little slight contact with Nathaniel Lane, where he's going to have to stay behind him for now. See if he can get a good run here. He hasn't had too much of a run the last couple of laps, and Schwartz putting those runs to good use and able to pass for the lead.
Yeah, you saw there though, Swartz up half a lane, let the clean air get to the nose of Jared Lindsay, and it opened up the door, kind of got him to the back bumper. And I was going to say it, at Texas, that Lowe's paint scheme is known to run up front and to be able to play with aero in 3 and 4 and kind of mess up that race car in front of them. And right now, Swartz is doing all he can to hold off Jared Lindsay and Nathaniel, but I think the speed is just from whoever's second and third. I think just being out front, at least until the tires wear, if he's able to hold them off for number 5 laps-ish, I think until the tires wear, I think second and third are always going to be quicker, so he's going to get in the back of them. Jared Lindsay sideways down the back straightaway now, side by side for third.
Yeah, I just want to point out we got Randy Arms lurking right and forth, waiting for something to happen so he can hopefully make his moves. We got Matt Frady also looking behind as well, hoping that these guys start to tango just a little bit more as Schwartz is starting to pull away from the second and third place guys.
Now, if you're in Randy or Matt's position, what are you hoping for? Are you hoping for another 2 or 3 laps green and then caution? Are you hoping for a green-white checkered? Or are you hoping all 3 of these guys just pile into each other and you're able to just squeak on by?
If I'm Randy right now, I'm hoping these guys start to tango a little bit more or just race hard, because if he can keep those tires just a little bit more safe than these guys are, because we see how hard they're pushing right now. If he can keep them just a little bit safer, he can use that extra little tire life he has to try to make a run on these top 3 here. Like I said, they're starting to push quite hard right now, and you can see it from Schwartz. He's starting to lose that little bit of time he had gained, as Lindsay's gonna pull up to his back bumper and try to get a run, hopefully into 3. He's gonna stick to the bottom. Not gonna have as good of a run as he's gonna have before. Whether or not he can keep it at a 4 is up to him, and he's gonna run towards the wall. Let's see if he does the moves he's been running all night. He likes that bottom line, whether or not he'll arc it or not.
He
He's
does
just gonna
drive
follow
in the corner
Schwartz.
deep. Yep, he does. Swartz is doing a great job so far. He's going to get touched just a little bit on corner exit. Lindsay trying to do the bump and run on corner exit. Not able to get to his inside, though, entering on the back straightaway. He's going to look and have a dive. He's going to stuff her in there. No contact, but it's going to get Swartz tight. Up the racetrack they go. What a race here at Texas. Side by side for the lead. Can Swartz hold it around the outside? Lindsay's going to drive it in deep, possibly throw the slide job, but Swartz is up the racetrack out of the groove. Jared Lindsay to the point. Now, Swartz, what do you do if you're Swartz? Do you just let it Nathaniel go and hope that them two get into it? That's what he does.
Oh.
He does.
We're going to get a caution.
Caution is out. And this is what these pit crews and crew chiefs are paid for. What a race at Texas. Xfinity car still the best car on the racetrack as they're still wrecking. Mikey is involved.
No!
Sam's involved. 2 playoff drivers involved in it. Let's take a look and see what happened here down the back straightaway. If my cameras in Fox will actually give me camera controls that work great. As we get to the back straightaway, what happened here? So it was between... Oh! Tiller! Hardly inside wall. Sam in there. Mikey... almost avoided it, and then nowhere for him to go. Sam is going to break his back. Not the way that I think he would want to break his back, being plowed by Mikey, but just a little bit of contact. Just that little bit down the back straightaway. Let's take a look on top of the 82 with Michael. What do you see here, Alex?
Just unfortunate contact from Sam there. Came down just a little bit too much, and God, surprised how he lost it like that, even with just that little bit of contact to hit the inside wall. Unfortunately, nowhere for Mikey to go there. As Tiller, I think, held his brakes held his brakes maybe a little bit later than he wanted to, and yeah, nowhere for Mikey to go there. Very unfortunate as 3 playoff guys get involved there, and I do just want to point out almost the entire field pit there. Let you know who comes out first. Jared Lindsay is already out of his box.
So,
Schwartz
wow.
out first. Nate.
Okay, so Swartz with a 2-tire maybe? That's it. He took 2 tires to get back the lead. So Swartz with 2 tires. Was that Josh? Josh Abney with 2 tires as well. I believe Lindsay took 2. Maybe? No, he took 4.
No, Lindsay took 4.
Okay, so it's a 2-tire front row, which could work out either perfectly or not at all for the driver in that 58 machine. Has another opportunity at it though, and it I don't know.
I was gonna say I
We
don't
have
mind the
months
call.
now.
I mean, sometimes it plays out. We've seen it work a couple times for some guys here, especially especially in the Cup car. We've seen that 2 tires can help a lot. I'm not sure how it is in the Xfinity car, but I wouldn't be surprised if this helps them out a lot, especially with how tight it is. You might want the little bit of extra looseness that those 2 tires can give you.
The 2 tires are definitely going to help you rotating, and with just if you are tight, 2 tires will definitely help it, but the overall grip is what's going to be interesting. But we do have one that stays out. It's going to be Michael to stay out. Then it's going to be Swartz, Josh, Nathaniel, Jared, Randy, and Frady. So this is going to change everything. It's going to be a 6-lap shootout when we get back to the green. We get back to the line. We're going to take the green. It's the last pit stop for Michael was on lap 98. So a good while back. Possibly out of tires, or just saying, screw it, we're going to gain some spots here by causing some havoc, or is hoping for a few more yellows and just be leading every time on the restart. But to his outside is going to be the 2-tire of Jonathan. Then Josh took 2 as well. First on 4 tires is Nathaniel, Jared, and Randy. So this restart could mean everything. Who is going to lead off of turn number 1? If Swartz is able to clear, how quickly is Nathaniel going to be able to clear and start to put pressure on Swartz? What does Jared do here stuck on the bottom lane between 2 guys on older tires? Can he get up? Can he force Randy up and try to follow those 2 on the outside around? Who knows? But we're coming
You're
to
behind,
a
by the way, Gabe. I just want to point that out. You are a little bit behind. There you go.
Well, we're to the green. Messed up, but we're back green for a 6-lap shootout. Great restart for Michael. Swartz didn't get going as good as he probably wanted. Now it's going to be Jared looking to the inside. Aggressive move to the inside of Josh. Contact with Swartz. Jared's going to make that move perfect and move Jared to the lead. Swartz in the outside wall. Jared to the inside. And unless we get a caution or Randy's able to make something happen, this race might be over. Nathaniel's going to be aggressive. He's going to sneak to the outside of Randy. Is there enough time for Randy or Nathaniel to get there? Swartz, unfortunately, got stuck there. Kind of, I think, scared Michael up the racetrack into him. Or the 82. I can't remember who is even on the inside line. Nathaniel's going to try to work the top lane, which is interesting. We haven't seen that all night. That's going to be wide open around the top side. Is they're going to wreck behind him? That's Mazzella involved. Landon Quisenberry's in it. Kyle Ritchie is able to avoid it. Speaking of playoff implications, playoff help here for Kyle Ritchie. As he's getting through all these wrecks, it's helping him in the points, and every spot matters.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm actually not sure how he's still on the lead lap. I saw him disconnect not too long ago. He must have somehow got really good internet to reconnect really quickly. But good for him as well. Like I said, he needs a good recovery. He's currently 11th. We'll see if that cycles out a little bit, as we might see some guys come down pit road. Wouldn't be surprised to see Michael Crane go down pit road. Always, we're gonna see some unfortunate contact from Jonathan Mazzella.
Yeah, riding on board with Mazzella. You see Landon, nowhere for him to go. As the old tires of the 82. Michael right in front of him, just nowhere for him to go, and just up the racetrack, and then comes right down across Landon's nose. And Landon checked up, kind of got a bump from Mazzella, and off he went into the outside wall. Might be okay. I think he's crab walking. He is. So Landon's day is going to be done for that green-white checkered. Is there anybody on pit road that possibly pitted to take tires? Maybe Kyle Ritchie? Because he avoided it, could this work out for Kyle Ritchie? No, he's just on pit. Nope, he's going to take tires. Okay. Just a nice, cool, calm, collected Kyle here.
Yeah, I don't mind the call. I mean, he's not really going to lose anything right now. Currently in 10th, will drop down to actually, he's going to stay 10th considering Christopher Armstrong in 11th right now. Is still on pit road with heavy damage. Landon Quisenberry in 12th, also pretty much day done as well. The next car, 2 laps down, is Jonathan Mazzella, so he will stay 10th. So if he can somehow make his way and pass a couple more guys, I can see Michael Cocaine in front of him with those old tires. Might not be great on the restart here. Ritchie with new tires could, I don't know, I wouldn't say top 5, but I could see himself top 8, top 7 here with a couple of the guys he's got in front of him.
Well, there was definitely a mix-up with that caution. But as we're coming to turn the lights off, what do you think? And what do you see happening? And what does everybody got to do here to try to get it done for this green-white checkered?
I think at this point, it's there's no love lost here right now. There's gonna be a lot of guys pushing each other into the corners, and wouldn't be surprised if we see some guys running the outside wall, pushing a little bit too hard right now. But right now, I think it's a dream scenario for Lindsay. He's silently made his way through the field, kept himself clean, not been involved in too many incidents, and right now he's leading the field. So with how dominant he's been on the restarts and in terms of passing cars and keeping positions, and he's been, like I said, hugging that bottom line all night, and it seems to be working great for him, especially in terms of defending. We haven't seen the top line work super duper well, especially on the restarts here. So right now, I think Lindsay's in the perfect spot for right now.
Well, we're seeing that from Jared. How great of a restart does Randy or Nathaniel have to get to stay with him? We've seen the restarts all night long, just not been there for the second or third place guy. So if they're able to hold it and be close, there's an opportunity. If Jared just pulls out to a gap, they're going to have to either fight it quick down the back straightaway and figure it out, or let the other person go to get single file to try to have an opportunity to get to him on that final lap. So these guys are going to go after it. green-white checkered finish to end playoff race number 2 of round 1 at Texas. We've had a barn burner so far. Is it going to end that way? Jared Lindsay, Randy Arms going to lead him back to the green. Jared fires. Here we go for the restart. Randy misses a shift. Stacks up the outside line. Matt's going to go 3. But move Nathaniel into second. Not a great restart from the old-timer. Move him back into 4th. Now, opportunity time. The sun goes down for this restart. And here comes the run from Nathaniel. Big block down the back straightaway from Jared. To the outside, into 3 and 4. Side by side, coming to the white. Great move from Nathaniel around the outside line. But he's not able to do it. Not able to clear. White flag is in the air. Through 1 and 2. On the flat. Jared Lindsay is going to have that grip. Down the back straightaway. Randy sideways. They touch down the back straightaway. Contact's made. Big contact into 3 and 4 for the final time. Side by side to the line. Nathaniel on the outside. Jared on the end. Schwartz get in. They spin. Does he get a... Oh my God. I don't even know what to say. What a finish as the field piles in. Holy crap. Who won it? Was it Schwartz?
Jared Lindsay.
Lindsay got it
Jared Lindsay
sideways.
brings it home backwards almost towards the start-finish line there. Schwartz came up out of nowhere, had a great run into 3 and 4, and just utilized it as best as he could.
Yeah, hold on. Let's go back. Hold on. Holy crap. What a finish. Okay. My voice is already gone from the whole race. I need water. But what a race. The call was awful at the end, so I apologize. But what a finish. They lose momentum from getting into each other on the back straightaway, which opened up the opportunity from Schwartz. He was able to drive it deep off in there. I possibly got to the back bumper. Let's see. Well, yeah, he did. He got to the back bumper of Jared, which moved him up the hill, which got both of them sideways, which then got Nathaniel in the wall. Nathaniel was sideways. Then coming across the line, Nathaniel sideways, being pushed by both of them. And Jared is able to turn right and get right around them. And that is the finish. Bumper to nose to backwards. I don't even know what to say.
What a finish we had there, and I hate
Alex,
to...
have you ever?
No, I've never.
As they kill each other across the line. Holy crap.
Oh,
What
man. Well, I hate
a finish.
to break it to you. We got some unfortunate confusion going on here. It's currently showing Jared Lindsay scored 10th right now.
Yeah, he crossed the
think
pit lane right here is
I
why.
think some penalties are gonna get
He sped across
sorted
the line.
out here. Not official or anything. So
We're
Jared
gonna wait
Lindsay
on
will be your
interviews.
winner, and we'll figure out the official results here. Hopefully within the next couple of minutes. But I do believe, it's gonna be Jared Lindsay for the win. I believe he was Landwehr finishing backwards in second, correct?
Yeah, Landwehr finished second backwards.
Schwartz pushing him to the second place and third.
Here, let's go back and watch this whole last restart. Talk me through what you saw from a driver's eye here on this restart.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I see exactly what I did yesterday at Talladega in a league race. Just missed a shift. Well, I didn't do the opposite. I money shifted, but unfortunately, just not a great start for Randy. Just missing a shift there, and we saw how much momentum you lose there, especially because it's a restart. You got to go for it, and definitely didn't help him out there, especially considering you just drop back like a rock when you miss a shift. And yeah, very unfortunate for him. Allowed Schwartz to go on the inside and take third, and I mean we see here the two leaders just going at it for a win here. I believe they're still teammates too, so this is a teammate win. A teammate battle for the win here, and just there's this is balls to the walls here. These guys aren't worrying about points. They're just trying to win at this point.
And look at the
see
block and the
going
contact.
on there.
That is what set up the run. And as good as an entry that Swartz was able to have, that's what set it up into the corner to drive off in there. Let's ride on board with Swartz, because I can't even imagine what he saw. This was probably just chaos right in front of him. Off the corner, you see him get into each other. You're thinking, oh, perfect. Oh, no, they saved it. Well, they're down low. You're going to have an opportunity to arc it. He drives it off in there deeper than anybody has all night. Got it to stick. Got in the back of Jared Lindsay. Thinks he has clean air as they're 3 wide. Then he gets spun across his nose. Tries to turn left to try to get around it. But is looking Landwehr right in the eye as Lindsay crosses the line with a nose. Holy crap. What a finish.
Yeah, I think unfortunately there for Schwartz, if he hadn't moved Lindsay up as much as he did and Landwehr stayed on the outside, I think that would have been a win for Schwartz there. He had an incredible run on Alpha 4 there, and Lindsay I don't really think had a match for him there as he just got moved up just a little bit too much, unfortunately for him. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, it worked out great for him. But right there, if he didn't get moved up as hard, don't think he would have tagged Nathaniel as hard. It might have been a little bit less contact, maybe not enough to spin him around. But
let's take a look. Let's take a look on the wheel. What did the wheel do here? That's the big thing. Did he turn back to try
corner? Oh, I think he's just trying to save it there, and
then just
honestly,
trying to get off
point,
him. Yeah, he was just trying to get off him. At this point, you're turning right just to turn him around and try to get to the line first. But what a finish at Texas. Awful call by me. I apologize because my voice is already gone. But what a finish. Holy cow. Let's get some interviews in.
Yeah, let's go. When do you want us to? You want to start third or you want to start with our winner?
Let's get a quick word in here with race control, actually, to verify the finish. Randy, do you got a copy?
Yeah.
I would like to know the finishing order because I know Jared went through pit road afterwards. He got spun and all that. So
it'll be Jared, Nate, Swartz will be the top 3.
Right, that's what we
got.
Thought,
that's all we needed to know.
Perfect. Thank you, Randy. Hey, thank you for missing a shift and making that one fun.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Sorry, I might have spread my bad luck to you from last night's league race. My bad.
God damn it, Alex. Or God dang it, Alex.
Good job, Randy.
Thanks.
All right, let's get some words in. Who do you want to talk to first?
Let's start with Schwartz. Let's start with the guy who almost had a potential win in his hands, but just falls just a little bit short. Let's bring him in here. Jonathan, you got a copy, my man?
Yeah, we got you.
Oh, well, unfortunately, not the way you wanted it to end. We saw you had an absolutely fantastic run coming out of 4 on the last lap there, but a very unfortunate finish for some of the guys in front of you. But how are we feeling so far?
Hey, you know, iRacing says I won, so. I mean, I know it. I know it wasn't, but it was cool. I was surprised it stuck there in 3 and 4, and I got the run that I did. I wasn't thinking I was even gonna have a chance to get there, but that was a cool finish that'll be very memorable for a long time.
Yeah, and obviously we saw the contact between Nathaniel and Lindsay on the backstretch of the last lap. What was going through your mind at that moment? I mean, if it was me or Cabe, I'm sure we would have absolutely just been like, "Oh, this is the perfect opportunity," and we would have just absolutely sent it. But what was going through your mind there?
I knew they weren't going to wreck each other, but as soon as it stuck in 3 and 4 and I got the run, I was like, well, I'll hit Jared and see if he knocks them both out of the way. So I almost had the chance, and then Nate came across my bumper, but close. But yeah, I mean, 2 good runs the past 2 weeks, so I'll take it.
Your plan almost worked to perfection. If your plan was perfect, you almost knocked him into him to take it.
Yeah, if they would have both wrecked out of 4, I would have had it, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's not a bad way to start the playoffs for sure. With a win at Diga last week, you're going to take home a P3 here. Great day in the points for you. I don't think you're going to maintain. I think you're still going to. Well, I do think you're still going to be top 3. You got 2 of the guys. I think Nate actually might be in the points lead now, but still.
Yeah, I had a rough stage, so if I had done better, I probably would have held the lead. But it is what it is.
Yeah, well, like I said, great last 2 results for you. I'm not sure where we go next. Where are we next week? Does anybody know?
I think Kansas.
Oh, yes, you're right. We go to Kansas next week. Oh, wait, hold on. We might get some.
We could have a back-to-back photo finish here, boys.
This could be great. Well, yeah, well, congrats again on the P3 finish. And man, shout out whoever you want to shout out, my man.
Yeah, I just want to thank the Cleaning Authority for being my longtime partner. Thank you guys again for a great broadcast. And who would have thought we would have had a photo finish at Texas? So let's repeat it next week.
Well, like I say, congrats on the P3, and we'll see you at Kansas next week.
All right, thanks, guys.
Congrats, man. Swartz coming home P3 to finish her off after looking like he had an opportunity to win it and had free reign about right here as he came off of 4. Let's get a word in here with our second place finisher backwards across the line. Nathaniel, let's get a word in with him here.
Yeah, I'll let you get this one, Gabe.
Nathaniel, do you got a copy?
Oh, I got you.
Well, I think that you were in every spot that could have been possible for green, white, checkered. You were leading, you were second, you had a nose into 3 and 4, you were sideways, had contact down the back straightaway, and then finished backwards. Talk to us about that last restart and what more you needed there to nose, well, I guess bumper Jared, no matter what way.
Yeah, we're giving Jared the bumper 10 times out of 10 there for a win. But on a serious note, though, it was a great race between us all. I don't know what else I could have really done different there. Schwartz got into Jared, he got into me, and they about pushed me across the line by themselves. So I'll take a second. Would have been cool to win it going backwards, but we'll save that for another time, apparently.
Yeah, you were able to almost win it backwards. If you want to check out my stream right now, did it ever pop into your mind, possibly at this moment, to pop her in reverse and just put her in reverse, Terry, and go? Or what were you thinking when you were sideways?
She's on sequential right now, so for like it felt like an eternity. I was sitting there sliding. We'll just keep the gas pointed and look in the mirror. There was not really any thoughts. It was just kind of look at the mirror for the finish line.
Well, you almost got it done backwards, and that would have been a heck of a celebration, but a good points day for you. You should take the points lead with a P2 finish and a stage win. So that is going to be big. What is your confidence level heading into next week there at Kansas to finish off round number 1?
Kansas is a little weak for me, but as long as we can advance to the next round, I think we'll be good. I don't think I have, as long as I get a solid points night there, no real issues going forward.
Well, you made it a fun one there on that last restart and definitely had a lot of speed and showed it tonight. So we're excited for next week at Kansas. And go ahead, give out your shout outs and yeah.
Yeah, just shout out to you guys for putting this on, giving us a show to watch. All the guys that race. It's a good group of guys. This is probably my favorite league I've ever ran in. Just week in, week out. At least a moderate amount of respect between everyone and just good hard racing, especially with all our front runners that I'm racing around each week. Shout out to the league admin for putting it on and giving us a decent event to attend, and it's not boring or nothing. And just shout out everyone watching.
Well, we appreciate it, and your participation and making it fun every week seems like every other week is either a photo finish or a green, white, checkered finish or to make it fun at the end. So it's been a lot of fun, and congratulations with the P2.
Yep, thank you.
Nathaniel coming home P2. Haven't said that much this season with as many wins as he's gotten, but to round him off, Alex, he's talking. Yeah. He's in here now. Go ahead, take it away.
Jared, you got a copy, my man.
Hello.
Welcome to the booth, my man. We've seen you here a couple of times, both with multiple podiums. I believe your 3rd win now of the season. Not a bad way to continue the playoffs. You know, we've seen you have some pretty good speed. Well, actually, I think last week you had some unfortunate luck at Dega. Great way to bounce back this week. And, man, just thoughts on the race and thoughts on the finish.
Oh, God. Randy said it best when he pulled us all into the lobby. He said, now that's what I call some teamwork. Because Nate, you guys probably don't realize it, but Nate Schwartz and Mazzella are my teammates, and we have been teammates for years. But coming through, I ran Nate a little harder off of 2 than what I would like to proudly admit. Before coming to the white, or I think it was on the white on the last lap, and we got together, and I was trying to get off of him and screaming at him to save it, and then I was like, okay, we got one more chance to race each other. So we get to 3 and 4, and chances are he was gonna get me on the outside. To be completely honest, I I was really, really loose. And then here comes Schwartz, like he's got a FedEx sign on the side of his damn car, and just ships me to China. And I get into Nate, and at this point, I'm speechless. And then when I hit Nate, now we're all screaming because I'm thinking Nate's gonna win this race backwards, which I have never seen done on iRacing. And somehow at the last second, Schwartz kept pushing him square, and I slipped around. And when I hit the line, I actually did not know if I won the race or not. And it took about probably 6 seconds after we took the checkered for everything to adjust because it was so close. So I'm in disbelief about what just happened. I'm happy that I won. I'm mad that Nate didn't win it backwards. So because that would have just been that would have been the wildest thing. We had some good speed. I missed qualifying for the same reason last week. I don't know what it is about when I joined the lobby. I have internet problems. So we started from the back, ran through the field, stage break, terrible pit stop, and I had damage because I clobbered the wall off of 2. So I had to fix that. I lost all my track position, drove through the field again. Knew I couldn't beat Nate with the way the run went, so I knew I could get second. Lucky caution. Come in for a pit stop, terrible pit stop, lose the lead. I did that like 3 times tonight, kept giving away the lead on the pit road, and but 2 killer restarts. That's what won me the race, was my restarts.
Yeah, we saw you guys put on a show tonight. I mean, Gabe and I said it throughout most of the broadcast. We had a lot of action. To be honest, I wasn't expecting tonight. I was kind of talking crap for most of the the pre-race here, saying I absolutely hate this track. But yeah, you guys put on a great show tonight. Great seeing you battle through the field, and like I said, we saw you. I mean, I mentioned it quite a lot throughout the race that you liked that bottom line. Was that the key tonight for you, at least, to save tires and make passes?
So. I really, I'll be honest with you, I'm still not sure because the track kept changing. In Mozilla, Nate, there was a couple drivers, Randy, they found a way to run like the mid groove of 1 and 2. I could not seem to get the apex right, but I could drive way deeper than everyone else into 1 and 2. So I just stuck to my strengths, and then Nate did the same thing down in 3 and 4. Him and Schwartz could run like the mid groove, and I couldn't really figure it out. So I just stuck to the bottom because that was what I knew best.
Yeah, well, sometimes sticking to your strengths is what puts out a W for you. And like I said, it worked out in the end for you here. I believe you're, like I said, 3rd win of the season. Great to have you up in the booth again. How you feeling next week going into Kansas? I believe it's going to be the last race of round 1 in the playoffs. So how are we feeling? I do think this will put you towards the top 5 in points right now. So how are we feeling going to Kansas next week?
Yeah, I have a deficit to make up because of last week. That was a kick in the shin. I feel good about Kansas. I don't think we're gonna be race winning unless someone has a mistake, but I know we can be top 3, definitely top 5 as long as we don't have internet problems, keep it out the fence. So I feel good. I think that could be another really good race. Mazzella is probably one of the best in the league there, so look to see him be fast. I know Nate's going to be good. Randy's good. Schwartz is going to be good. So, and I'm sure Kyle Ritchie will get up with this. So it should be really entertaining for you guys, and I hope to just get out of there with the top 3 ideally, or steal a win if I can.
Well, good to hear that. Hopefully we're going to get another great race, exceeding quite literally all of my expectations this week. And yeah, like I said, congrats on the win again. We'll see you next week at Kansas. And before we let you go here, you go ahead and get your shout outs in, man.
Yeah, shout out you guys. Cade, you probably don't remember racing me back in the day, but you're a great racer. Shout you out for that, for the broadcast. Alex as well. Shout out my teammates for... Actually, I don't know if I should shout them out after that one, but I shout out Randy, Ryan, all the guys that run the league, Casey Brown, all these guys landing that help. And I really want to just shout out all the drivers, honestly, especially the guys that have been around, because if it wasn't for them, it wouldn't be as competitive. So like Kyle Ritchie and his brother and Jesse, I just want to shout out everybody because, like I said, they give us a place to run, and if no one shows up, then it's no fun. So thanks to everyone.
Well, we appreciate you being up on the booth again. Maybe we'll see you here next week, and yeah, we'll see you next week at Kansas, my man.
All right, later, brothers.
Have a good one.
Congrats, Jared, and good job to everybody for making that one heck of a finish. We talked about it pre-race. Didn't think Texas would be that good of a race, and it ended up being one of the best of the season. 3 wide finish, 1 backwards, green, white, checkered. What else could you have wanted from tonight?
I mean, I don't really know what much more you could really get. I mean, it's a classic just NASCAR race. When you think of a NASCAR race, I think this is what you think of. You think of a lot of action. You think of a great finish, a kind of crazy finish at some points. But man, what a surprise! I mean, like I said, I know I talked so much crap about Texas before we started the race, but well, what a race this was!
It proved us wrong tonight.
Yeah, it proved us wrong. And like I said, I'm not, I said I wasn't gonna be mad if it proved me wrong, and it did that quite well. I mean, arguably the best finish of the year, with an entire team fighting for the win. Guys, backwards. I've never seen that many cars wreck across the line this year for the finish. So, what a great race tonight. Surprising to see it from Texas, but man, that just goes to show how competitive the field is and how these guys can race each other.
Yeah, I'll apologize for the ending. My voice is already done. I don't know, like it's just dry. So the call at the end, one, I didn't know what to say because at that point they're 3 wide. Then Jared was somehow on the bottom, then ended up winning it on the top lane, and it was just I didn't know what to say, and my voice was already done. I was talking for 2 laps in a row, and it just So I apologize. The call was awful, but what a race and what a finish. So thank you guys for watching. We're going to a track that I think is better, but clearly our Texas decided to prove us wrong tonight. So we'll see if Texas got anything for here, but that's going to do it. So if you guys did enjoy, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you to my co-announcer, what is it?
Co-host,
co-host, co-broadcaster, I guess. My co-host Alex in the booth with me, and everybody for watching, and everybody that raced. So if you guys did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next week.